When we lose a match, what are the flippant things we tend to say? That character takes no skill, oh that character's brain dead, that character's boring. But if we put the scrub coat down for a second, what are we really trying to say? What's the truth there? Let's be honest with ourselves for once and unpack what we mean when we say these things. Because even though venting is good, if you don't actually tell yourself the truth, you'll never get anywhere. If someone says that a character takes no skill, then that begs the question, how did you lose against a skillless character to begin with? It's because they got really cheap moves, that character's OP, my character isn't really good, and the yapping goes on. Yeah, sometimes you're fighting an OP-ass character and your character really is bottom one. You're right. But if you give up just because they're powerful, then you're just trapping yourself to always losing the matchup. The truth here is that your opponent beat you, and you're trying to find some excuse for it because you don't want to feel at fault. That negativity you don't want for yourself, so easier to deflect. But equally, the other truth is here. You can change it. You can learn the matchup and get better. You can figure out your opponent's habits better, you can figure out a new strategy, but those require work, and you don't want to do the work, let's be honest. Even as a casual, we make the same excuse of, oh, we don't have enough time, or I don't have a lot of practice. That's all true as well. I'm not denying that. But then why are you getting mad? If you truly don't have a lot of practice and you're still learning the game, then you shouldn't be upset about what happened. They knew how to beat you, you didn't know how to stop it, so naturally, you lost. And that's okay, because you don't know what you're doing yet. The more often you catch yourself mid-scrub quote, the faster you can move on. Or better yet, get yourself some backup singers.
Somebody's getting fucked! Get fucked! Somebody's getting fucked! Get fucked! Get fucked! Somebody's getting fucked! Get fucked! Get fucked! Get fucked! Somebody's getting fucked! Get fucked! Get fucked!
Some matchups are not in your favor. It's true. If you play Ino into Nago, it's going to be a struggle. This is what I'd call a natural disbalance. It's natural for a character like Ino to struggle against Nago, or for a zoner to beat a grappler. It's a natural consequence of their toolset. There's this fallacy people tell themselves, that the game is not balanced if they don't have a good chance to win against every opponent. But that doesn't make a lick of sense if you really think about it. Look at this current patch right now. Pot is the strongest he's ever been, and has a good chance to fight everyone. Even someone like Asuka, who should zone him to death easily, is getting dunked on. In this matchup, most people would say, yeah, Asuka should be winning most of the time. It's a natural thing that happens. Why? Because he's a zoner against a slow grappler. Pot could win, but it should be harder for him to do so. And right now, he's got a really good chance to win. Is this not more balanced?
Oh, hell no!
What I'm trying to illustrate here is that fighting games have a natural disbalance to them. There is no true balance because there are matchups that naturally favor one side more than the other. So instead of always blaming the balance of the game as the reason for losing, be honest with yourself. How well do you know the matchup? How do you know what your strat is? Maybe it's a bad matchup, and if it is, then your struggle is normal, is it not? Similar to before, don't deflect onto the game just because you lost. Find your options, learn the matchup better, and sometimes, yeah, pray to Daisuke for a good balance patch. If there's one place in the game you can totally call for being bad, it's the tower system. Ain't no way you're defending the tower system because it's bad. Like, that's the truth. However, there's still a lie people tell themselves even with this crappy rank system, and that's blaming the system for bouncing back and forth between floors, ping-ponging for what feels like forever. But this? It's a trap. If you feel stuck, I believe you. You're probably right. You are stuck. But what that actually means is you've plateaued. In any game, if you're stuck at a rank, it means you don't have the necessary skills or consistency to move up. That's what got you stuck. You haven't leveled up enough to make it to the next rank. Some people simply go so far as to blame a specific character for gatekeeping them from a rank. If you ever hear yourself thinking this, it's time to sort out your life. Hitting a plateau is totally normal. There's nothing wrong with it. It just means you need to set new goals, review your play to find your weaknesses, and work on improvement. As an aside, this also means you care about ranked too much. Having an aspiration is good, great even, but when it starts to warp your perception of reality, it's time to loosen that grip. Care a little bit less so it doesn't cloud your judgment. So it's time to watch yourself. If you're overly venting and only venting, then this is a sign of a problem. Venting is good. Stop by the Blame the Beast subreddit. It's a great time over there, but eventually you need to face the truth and grow, especially for us casuals.